guys, it is May the 6th, 2024, and today I want to talk about something that I never really quite understood until I was actually in a situation where I almost lost my life. And, looking back on it now, it was one of the most difficult times in my life, but it taught me a lot of things when I went through it. And what I want to talk about today is not giving up uh, and just keeping pushing forward. And I know that I've been kind of like talking about stuff like this a lot lately, and I'm gonna make some, go back to making some videos, talking about some facts and stuff like that here soon. But I was just, when I come up with ideas for these videos, a lot of the times when I come up with ideas, it comes from my conversations that I'm having with you guys, especially in the comments section. And I do speak with some of the subscribers. And in one of my conversations that I was having with one of the subscribers the other day, I was explaining a story about something that happened to me. And I don't know if I've ever really quite touched on this here on this channel. But I guess I'll just go ahead and go into it. When I got sick, not the first time, but the second time, and I've told the story. If any of you guys who are new to this channel don't know the whole story about what happened to me, I had gotten sick in May of 2022 after a pretty heavy bender. I used to wake up every single morning and would, get sick, and it was just a normal thing for me. And I woke up one morning and started getting sick, and it started to throw up black coffee grinds. And I wasn't really sure what it was. I thought it was because I had drank some Coke that morning to settle my stomach, and I thought that's what I was expelling, but that's not what it was. And I stayed home for a few days and ended up in the hospital after a couple of days of throwing up blood. And I went to the hospital, found I had pancreatitis, and went on a medical detox in the hospital. And then for the next 4 months, I thought I was okay. I didn't hear anything about cirrhosis or anything like that. I just knew I had pancreatitis. And the doctors basically told me, just don't ever drink again. You should be okay. So I was really proud of myself, and I had stopped drinking, owned my business, was working really hard. And then in September of that year, 2022, I ended up getting sick again and ended up in the hospital. And what ended up how I started throwing up blood again. And when I went to the hospital that time, now this time I was extremely ill. And when they sent me home, they basically told me, you might have a year left to live. You need to go home and spend time with your family. Which was a shock to us. They told me that I had cirrhosis of the liver and a bunch of other things, just in a gallbladder. I had gone septic while I was in the hospital. I had ascites during that period of time, jaundice. My eyes were yellow, skin started turning yellow. My bilirubin levels were through the roof. It was a really bad time. And each time that I was in the hospital, I was in the hospital for 2 weeks, both of those occasions. And when I came home the second time after being sick that time, I was extremely, extremely ill when I came home and was bedridden for about 3 months. I didn't think there was going to be any way out of the situation that I was in. I really didn't. I was so weak, I couldn't get out of the bed. I've talked about this, but I couldn't use the bathroom on my own. I couldn't get up to even get myself, something from the refrigerator, something to drink or anything like that. I was basically, had to be taken care of. And during that period of time, I was in a lot of pain. The pain was so bad. Ascites causes a heck of a lot of pain. And it's just so hard on your body to have that much extra fluid on you. But during that period of time that I was laying in the bed, I really, really thought about just giving up on life. I was so ill. I felt so bad. I just didn't want to go on anymore. I really didn't. I thought about it every day, about just, it being the end. You know, I was kind of ready to go at that point, and yeah, I'm not kidding here. Like I really I knew I was dying at the time. I could just tell. When you get that sick, it's just you can just feel your body just giving out on you, and I could tell my body was going. It was giving out. I've never been that sick before in my life. I've never felt that horrible, and you know, like I said, I was at the point. I was in so much pain. I felt so bad. I was putting so much stress on my family. You know, my wife was working full time, and my kids are going to school and all this kind of stuff, and I'm causing my whole family so much grief. They were having such a hard time just trying to get through day-to-day life, dealing with everything else, and on top of it, I'm putting all this extra stress on everybody in my family with my situation. You know, I couldn't even get up to, you know, to help with anything. I just laid in the bed all day long. That's all I did. And I know that I was, you know, not only was, you know, my situation, I was as ill as I was, but I know I put a lot of stress on my wife, because I was so lonely, and she had so much other stuff going on. You know, we have a farm, we have all these animals, and you know, we have 3 children, and you know, it takes a lot to take care of all that kind of stuff. And I'd always helped with that stuff, and here I am, you know, adding another layer of work onto my wife, and my children were having to help out, and it was just causing a lot of problems around the home. And you know, in my thought, you know, if I was gone, it would just kind of ease things up for everybody, because I just felt like a burden on everyone. And you know, like I said, I often sat there and thought, you know, I don't know if I want to wake up tomorrow. You know, maybe it'd be better if I just didn't. And there were so many times that, you know, I would start to fall asleep, and I didn't know if I was going to wake up when I did. I was so tired all the time. There were so many times when my wife came home and would find me asleep, and I wasn't. You know, my breathing was so shallow. She would walk in the door and see me, and I was so pale during that period of time too. I just looked horrible. I looked like a skeleton. I was white as a ghost. My cheeks, everything was so sunk in. I didn't look like myself at all. I looked like a totally different person. I really did. If you go back and watch the video from the very beginning, the first video that I posted on this channel, that is like I looked good in that video compared to what I looked like when I was very sick. And that was when I felt comfortable enough to actually film myself. I'm telling you guys, I looked very, very bad. I did not look anything like I look like right now, by any means. My eyes were sunk in. I was just a piece of the human being that I was before I got ill. I didn't have any enjoyment in my life during that period of time. Everything about my life was just sad and depressing, and I just didn't see any way out of it. I didn't have a lot of hope during that period of time. But some things changed my mind. And I'm not going to get into all that, what happened, but just one day I just decided that's enough, and I'm not going to do this anymore. And one of the things that did happen is, and I've talked about this many times on this channel, but I saw this lady named Jennifer Schaefer, who's was on YouTube, and she had liver disease. She was actually on hospice, and decided that she didn't want to do it anymore and wanted to get up and start moving around. And I watched a video on here of her walking around in a park with her daughter, and she had liver disease, and you know, like I said, had been on hospice and decided that she wanted to live. She wanted to keep moving forward. And she changed herself, and she got up and started doing things and walking around and all this kind of stuff like that. And I said, you know what, if she can do it, I can too. And after months and months and months of pushing myself so hard, you know, and I had everybody telling me don't do it. Excuse me. all this time of people telling me, you're doing too much, you need to just lay down. And I said, no, I'm not going to. I have to get up. I've got to change this. I don't want to live like this anymore. I pushed and pushed and pushed, and started gradually but surely, I started getting a little bit better. And that January, I went and had surgery on my liver, and that was a failed procedure. And the doctor basically told me after I had that TIPS procedure, it didn't work out because I had basically almost a total blockage in my portal vein. These other veins have started growing around that blockage, and I can't remember what they're called, but these other veins have kind of grown around that. And the doctor basically told me, so when those little veins, when they eventually get clogged up, and he said, and they will, he said, that's pretty much going to be it. There's not going to be a whole lot we're going to be able to do for you at that point. They had tried to go through and break that blockage, but they could not get through it. And, like I said, they told me that once those veins get clogged, that was probably going to be the end. And I decided, instead of just going, okay, I'm going to die soon, and this is the fate that I have, I said, I'm not going out like that. And I got up and I just kept going forward. And this is after the doctors had told me, that we can't reattempt this surgery. The surgery we did, that's it. And, we don't exactly know how long you have left to live, but you don't have very much longer. And I can't explain to you the way that made me feel in the beginning. But what I did with that information is I just pushed it to the back of my head. And I don't want you guys to sit here. I don't want anybody to think that I'm sitting here and like trying to make myself sound like some superior human being that got up and pushed themselves and pulled themselves up by the bootstrap and all that kind of stuff. That's not the point that I'm trying to make today. The point that I want to make today is never give up, and always keep pushing forward, no matter what anyone has told you, no matter what the doctors have told you. Miracles happen all the time, and and it can apply to anything. It can apply to our sobriety. If you've been trying over and over again, and you keep trying to get sober and you keep failing, don't give up. Just keep trying. If you've been going for that job and you keep getting denied, don't give up. Keep trying. And I know that there's so many people out there in this world that say that. There's all these self-help books and self-help talks and videos and all kinds of information like that on the internet. But the thing about it is, guys, it's so true. And the reason that those people say those things and they say never give up and keep pushing forward is because the people that have done those types of things, that have continued to push forward, that didn't give up, those are the people that made it through to tell their story. And it's so true, because when you do keep pushing forward and you get through to the other side, it really is an eye-opening experience to go through that, because we have the option of giving up. And all I want to say is that no matter what it is in your life, and like I said, it could go for your sobriety, it could go for anything it could go for your marriage, it could go for your children. You have a child that's been acting up, and you just don't know what to do about it. Don't give up. Keep pushing forward. Keep your eye on that goal and just keep going for it. And if you fail, then it failed and it didn't work out. If you're sick right now and you're at home, I've been there. I promise you I have. I'm not telling you that you're going to get out of this. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is there's a chance that you might. And the chance that you might is all you need. And if you give up, then you didn't give that chance and opportunity to happen. yeah, it might not be great if you keep pushing forward and you try really hard and you keep a positive mindset and you just keep, doing everything you can to get better, and it doesn't work out, and things just progressively get worse. uh, I know that's it's going to be tough, but I want you to think about it like this: what if you didn't? And what if you do end up getting better? And think about that. So you're sick right now and you just give up on it and you say, I know this is going to be it, and things happen and work out the way that they do, and things happen. um, then that's the way they worked out. But imagine if you keep pushing forward and then things do change. You're going to look back on today and go, I'm so glad that I kept pushing forward and I never gave up and I kept going. um, I've talked about hope and keeping the hope and all that stuff, but it's just so true. uh, you can't give up on your dream of whatever that is. And if your dream is to get better, and the thing is that if you're at home right now with cirrhosis, yeah, it's not curable, but there is a life on the other side, and you can't continue to live. Is it going to be the same life that you lived before? Well, no, it won't be the same. But we can take what we have, and we can make it the best life that we have with what we have. Um, my life's not the same that it used to be by any means. There's a lot of things that I wish I could do now, but that's just my life now, and it's completely okay. Um, you know, as we get older too, we can't do the same things that we could do when we were 20. And as we get older, our bodies start to get older, and we just can't do the same things we used to be able to do. But um, as we get older, we accept that, and we start to realize, okay, well, I can't do those types of things anymore, and it's okay. With age comes wisdom as well. Yeah, we might not be able to do the same things that we did when we were 20, but uh, we're a heck of a lot more smarter than we were back then, and we have a lot more knowledge, a lot more knowledge about life. Um, we've learned so many things throughout these years. Thinking back, when I was that age, I thought I knew it all, and I still don't know it all. I just don't. I have so much more to learn, and I don't think I'll ever, you know, know everything. I mean, I know I won't know everything. Every single day is a learning experience for me. I learn something new every single day. Um, but my point is looking back at that guy when I was 20 and thought that he knew everything, and where I'm at now. I mean, the amount of things I've learned is just mind blowing, from then to here. And I'd much rather be where I'm at now than back then. Just my patience, um, understanding that things don't happen overnight. Back then I didn't quite understand that. I didn't have much patience. I didn't understand that things take time. But where I'm at now in my life, I'm aware of these things, and I would much rather be in the situation I'm in now than back then. Even though I'm sick now, it's okay, And at the end of the day, I cause this to myself. But the point of today's video is that no matter where you're at in life, no matter what situation you're in, you might be having some marital problems, or a child that's giving you some problems, or you're sick and you might have some health issues going on. You might have cancer, or liver disease, or pancreas problems, or stomach cancer, or whatever it is, or back problems, or you've hurt yourself really bad. And the doctors might have told you, we're never going to be able to do anything about this. There are so many people out there in this world who are told those types of things, and they prevailed. Even after the professionals told them that there's no way, and that you're not going to live through this, and you're never going to get better, or you'll never walk again. There are so many people that were told that you'll never walk again, and they're walking again. It applies to everything in our life. No matter what you think might be the outcome, just keep moving forward. and keep a positive outlook on it, because you never know. And if you just give up, then you didn't get the chance to fail, and you didn't get the chance to maybe succeed. And if you do succeed, think about what's on the other side and how proud you're going to be of yourself. And you're going to look back on this time right now and go, I'm glad that I didn't give up and that I kept going. Because like I said, I for so long, I just wanted to just throw in the towel. I was so miserable with my life. And it's a really hard pill to swallow sometimes. When you've been that type of person who was, you did so many different things, and then next thing you know, you're just stuck laying in a bed all day long and you can't even get up. That's really hard on people. It's tough. I know exactly how it feels. If you're at home sick right now and you're laying in your bed and you can't do a whole lot, I know how lonely it can be, how sad it is. The feeling that it's like to just be stuck laying there all day. You get so tired of just watching TV or reading books or looking at a computer or whatever it is. You just want to get up and just go do something. But you never know what might be in store for you later on down the road. Just keep pushing forward. Keep going. Don't give up. If things don't work out in the end, then so be it. But you gave it every single bit that you had, and you tried the best that you could to keep going. Like I said, miracles happen all the time. And you're worth it. You're worth trying for. You're worth giving it a shot. Just don't give up on life. Don't give up on whatever it is that you're trying to do. It could be anything. It could be you're going back to school and trying to get your degree, and you're struggling and you're just having a hard time with those classes. Keep pushing. Don't give up. Like I said, there's a reason that so many people out there have these inspirational videos and inspirational books and inspirational quotes about not giving up. Keep trying and keep pushing forward. If you fall down, pick yourself back up and keep going. It's because those people did just that. They kept going, they kept pushing forward, and they finally made it. There's so many people out there in this world that are like, famous, or, that have big businesses, or, or multi-millionaires or billionaires or whatever. Those people all started, well, not everybody, but a lot of people started with nothing. And they built it from nothing, and they kept going. So many businesses fail, but they just pick themselves back up, and they keep going, and they keep pushing, and they just say, I'm gonna bet everything on this, and they just keep trying and trying and trying, and one day things work out for them. Some people know, some people don't. It doesn't work out, and their businesses fail, and their lives fail, or their health fails. But the thing is that if you don't try, then you'll never know, and you'll never get the answer, and you'll never know if you could have made it or not. So the point of today's video is that no matter where you're at in life, and no matter what your situation is that you're going through, keep pushing. Keep pushing. Don't give up. If it's your sobriety that you're trying so hard to work towards and you've relapsed 20 times at this point, well, relapse 10 more times if you have to get to your end goal of being sober. I relapsed so many times, guys. So many times. I didn't ever think this is ever going to be possible. And I'm not saying that I'm going to be sober forever, because I don't know what tomorrow brings. But I know that today I don't want to do it, and I won't. I can't guarantee for sure what's coming down the road for me, but I just know that today I'm not going to do it. And I never thought that being where I'm at would ever be possible to be sober as long as I am. This is the longest I've ever been sober in my entire life, except for when I was a kid. And I started drinking at a really early age and playing around with other substances. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to talk about that message today. Just something compelled me to talk about this today. And like I said, I was having a conversation about something else that kind of drove this. But like I said, I was just compelled to talk about this today for some reason. I don't know why. I feel like somebody out there needed to hear this today. And for whoever that is out there who needed to hear this, I hope that you can continue to keep pushing forward. Don't give up, because you never know what might be on the other side. Miracles do happen, and you might be one of them. But anyway, guys, that's my message for today. Like I said, I just felt compelled to talk about that. But with that said, I'm going to go ahead and hop off of here for today. Thank you so much for everybody that watched yesterday's video. As a matter of fact, after I finished, when I filmed that snake at the end, we came inside right after I had filmed that. And my wife went back out there. She had to get something out from underneath that building. And she came right back inside and said, I just found another snake. And I walked outside, and sure enough, there was another snake that was right underneath I've got a piece of carpet that's in there, it's rolled up on the ground that I need to get rid of. And the snake was up inside of that piece of carpet. Big, long snake. It was just a king snake. But another snake out there yesterday, huge one. I didn't do anything. I didn't hurt the snake. I don't bother non-poisonous snakes. Now, if they're a poisonous snake, I'm not going to leave them around the property, especially with the animals and the children. But non-poisonous snakes, I'll leave them be. They actually get rid of the poisonous snakes. So I just took it and just moved it out into the woods and let it be. And then right after that, I saw 2 rabbits. My cats were chasing these rabbits. They ran right past me. And we have a bunch of families of rabbits that live out here. There are, I mean, a bunch of them. We see them all over the place out here all the time. But I just thought it was so weird yesterday that we see one snake, and then we saw another snake, and then 2 rabbits. And the wildlife out here are just getting bonkers lately. They're out now. Now that it's warming up, they're really starting to come back out. So definitely keep your eyes peeled, guys, if you're out there in nature, because the snakes are definitely out right now. That they're starting to come back out. I was talking with my boys about that yesterday afternoon. To keep your eyes on the ground, be looking around for them, because they're out there. And the one thing too with the poisonous snakes as well, like the copperheads and the water moccasins, rattlesnakes. If you live anywhere in the world that has those types of snakes, those snakes blend in very well with their environment. There have been so many times I've almost stepped on those types of snakes, and I know this doesn't pertain to the topic for this channel, but I just wanted just talk about that today. Just keep your eyes peeled for those snakes right now, because they're out, and they blend in so well, especially rattlesnakes and copperheads. On debris on the forest floor, if it's pine straw or leaves, dead leaves, they blend in so well. I mean, I was telling my boys yesterday, I said, you've got to take a couple looks at the ground, because there's times I've looked right at one and didn't see it there, and after looking away and then looking back again, then it kind of I focused in and saw it. But they just blend in so well with their environment. You just have to be so careful with them, especially rattlesnakes and copperheads. Those two, their markings on their back, it's unbelievable how well they blend in with the debris on the ground. It's just it's pretty scary. So just wanted to add that here at the end, guys. Just please be careful out there, because the snakes are out now. It's getting to be that time of the year, and definitely want to be careful. You do not want to get bit by a poisonous snake. My brother's father-in-law got bit by a rattlesnake a couple years ago on the hand. He was working in a garden and was messing around with some tomato plants, and it stuck his hand in. I think it was picking a tomato, and a rattlesnake got him right on the hand. And he was in the hospital for a couple weeks because of that. His whole arm swelled up, his hand swelled up huge. It actually, I think it burst the skin. I think they had to slice the skin because it got so swollen. But he was in really bad shape because of that. And the the anti-venom that they give you for that is not cheap. I mean, I think it was like $90,000 for the anti-venom that they gave him in the hospital. So definitely something that you do not want to have happen to you. If there's one thing that I've always been so afraid of, is getting bit by a poisonous snake. I've came very close multiple times, but it hasn't happened to me yet, and I could not imagine that happening to me. It just scares me. I just saw a video here on YouTube just the other day where a guy was walking through the woods, and he actually was filming while he's walking, and all of a sudden he goes, "Ow, something just stung me." And he turned around and looked on the ground, and there was a copperhead there. And he was in a forest where supposedly they hadn't seen any copperheads there in years. And this guy was actually out looking for snakes. Like, that's what his YouTube channel is. And I mean, this guy's a professional. Like, that's what he does. And he stepped on a copperhead on a trail. And when he thought he got stung by a bee or something, he looked down and he saw the 2 fang marks in his leg. And he took the camera, showing it down, and there was blood pouring down his leg out of those 2 marks. And then he saw the bite mark on his leg, but he didn't see the snake yet. And then he started looking around the ground, and right there in front of him was that copperhead. And like I said, this guy was professional. This is what he did, and he got bit. So, once again, guys, just be careful out there right now, because the snakes are out. So, with that said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and hop off of here for today. I hope y'all have a wonderful day today. And until tomorrow's video, I will see y'all then. I love y'all so much. Bye.